Next, we have Dr. Pragnya S. Patil from India, the Principal and Associate Professor at K.H. Patil School of Law, Bengaluru. She is also the former Principal and Associate Professor at the Oxford College of Law, Bengaluru. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shambhavi. A very good morning to all, good afternoon to all of you, to the esteemed members of Nyaya Shastra team, the fellow panelists, all the distinguished guests joining us virtually from around the world. It is a honor to address all of you on this occasion of World Peace Day. I'm Dr. Pragnya Patil, and I would be talking about the peace, its relevance in today's world, and how we as individuals can also contribute and make sure that maybe a different angle which I would try to bring before you people. So, for too long, we have defined peace as mere absence of war, conflict, or violence. Um, but I would say it is very narrow and insufficient definition because the lasting peace is not a passive state, right? And we have to understand here that when we are trying to bring in peace and harmony in one nation, here we are not just talking about whether there are people who are involved in violence, but we are talking about something much more than that, and rightly spoken about by various dignitaries already. I would like to highlight upon this a little more. See, when we say about peace, just like we keep saying that happiness is something that we all have to find for ourselves, the importance of peace is also something that we need to teach right from an early age, right? And peace doesn't mean that we have to just passively accept what is coming towards us. When we are saying a nation is peaceful, it doesn't mean that it is completely shedding all the weapons. It means that we are prepared, we are strong. If at all there is some such situation, we will definitely have an upper hand. Then comes peace. See, in India, we have been talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we proudly say that India is not an aggressor, right? But do we still have that peace within us if we are not developed? If we are not having the proper weaponry to at least to tell to have that peace within us, that just in case there is any aggressor, I will be safe. So if I don't have that feeling of secured life, will that peace still survive? I don't think so. If the population is still thinking about whether if we are still fighting about whether I'm going to get a job, whether I'm going to get a meal in the evening, whether I'm going to have the basic needs for my survival, will we be successfully talking about peace just by saying that I have a lot of weapons? No. So peace is not just about fighting war, not fighting wars. It is about securing ourselves. Securing ourselves against what? Internal disturbances. Securing ourselves from some outside aggressor. Securing our day-to-day livelihood so that we can ensure the basic human rights or basic standard of living for any human being, a dignified human life for the citizens. So far, yes, we have come a long way in India. If we can compare ourselves to what we were in 1950 or 1947, we have definitely come a long way. And we will definitely march ahead. A true leader is someone who will take with him all the others. And I'm sure we Indians are probably doing that. That is our attitude. And that is the foundation for peace, I would say. Bullying others is not the way. If we are talking about peace, we should first have peace in our heart. We should be first acceptable towards others. We should be first trying to understand what are the needs of not just us, for the whole world. Maybe support each other. Make sure that our countries, along with others, also develop. That is the right mindset for peace. When we speak about international peace, that is how I think all of us will together grow and bring in harmony amongst the nations. That is what I strongly believe. And having said that, I would say that every individual in this country can make sure that he's contributing towards the peace. How? Maybe by a few smaller steps, maybe our own local municipalities, we can have a group of people who can educate others about the importance of peace. Now, peace is not just about not fighting, as I told you earlier. So, how can you bring that concept here in our local municipal areas? A lot of people are going through a lot of issues which they're not able to come forward with. Mental health. Every person is going through a lot of disturbances because of the changing social scenarios, the changing human relationships, the kind of challenges we are facing in the new era. So, what can we do? Like see, I'm from Bangalore. So, in Bangalore, there are a lot of local parks. So, in those local parks or in every colleges or schools, if we start teaching them how to maintain human relationships, how to make sure that we can support others rather than competing unreasonably. Like we can see, there is so much of pressure for the students at a very young age to compete, brutally compete with others. Even a zero point 0.5 marks would mean so much for them, right? So, how are we trying to tell them that you can survive? Like somebody who has scored 98%, are you sure that in the battle of the whole life, or maybe in the next 40 years, he's definitely going to be successful in his life? No, because he doesn't have the basic skills to be happy. He doesn't understand that happiness is more important. If you're not happy within, maybe all that achievement is meaningless. So, this day, let us all understand that being happy with, along with being responsible, well prepared, let's act like leaders. Take everybody in our community with us when we are trying to grow and try to educate others, try to help others, and bring a strong community wherein we grow together. That is how we lay the foundation of peace. So, this is what I understand by peace. Peace is not just about meditating somewhere. Peace is not about maybe having enlightenment. Enlightenment. Peace is not just about not going for wars. Peace is in our everyday living. To be acceptable, to not be overly judgmental about others, we have everyday choices. Everybody is living their own lives and having their own battles. We need to understand that and try to support each other. I'll give you a very small example. All the victims that we see of various kinds of crimes, right? How acceptable are we? Just in case Nirbhaya was alive today, I'll ask you a simple question. What are the challenges she would have gone through? There's so many of us who held the candles. What if she was alive? What was the quality of her life? Maybe these are the questions we need to answer as a society. Laws are there, definitely there. We can improve the laws. But unless we as a society stand together, try to actually build the society in a positive way, we change. in a positive way. This might not be a successful endeavor to just change the laws. Implementation, yes. Maybe we blame the police, we blame some government, we blame somebody else. What are we doing as a society? Tomorrow, if a girl is suffering because of some morphed images on the social media by some perpetrator, so now tell us, who is the one who is blamed? Who is the one who is going to suffer? Right? So when will this end? This will end only when we understand, we try to inculcate values, acceptance, and stand together strongly as a society. Only then the whole world will change. So the first step should be from my end. I have to change my mindset. I have to be more acceptable, and yet be prepared, be strong, be educated, be well read. I think that, plus make sure there is good nutrition. I think these are the things that will lay a good foundation for um, peace in our day to day life, hence in our community, then a nation, and definitely the world. With this hope that we will definitely be the world leaders for peace and try to promote peace and harmony amongst our families, our community, etc. I thank Nyaya Shastra and the team, all the dignitaries, all the leaders and visionaries here, everybody who has given me this opportunity and listened to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the enlightening speech.